Everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Guess what? We're continuing with Easter desserts. You know what? I never knew that Easter was a lot more fun than Christmas desserts. It's non-stop, so many I still want to do, but not enough time. This one is for Teresa. Teresa, this is in memory of your aunt in Brooklyn that will make this for you. And you've been describing it over and over, and I finally have the perfect recipe, and I'll be coming to your house, leaving it in the mailbox. You know the drill. Anyway, so let's get started. Simple ingredients, stuff you probably have in the house anyway. I'm gonna start, we're gonna make a crust, and then the ricotta cheesecake inside. So for the crust, you're going to be needing 2 cups loosely packed all-purpose flour. I have a pinch of salt. I have 1 whole egg and 1 yolk. And I have half a cup of sugar and a stick of butter, which is 4 ounces. And it's melted. So that's going to be for the crust. For the actual cheesecake, the ricotta cheesecake, it's going to be 2 pounds of ricotta that have been drained. And then I have 3/4 cup of sugar, 5 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla, the zest of an orange, and I'm getting excited because I want to explain something. Yeah, I have 1/3 cup of chocolate chips. And then I'm going to add fior d'arancia, and that's what makes it an Easter dessert. The essence of fior d'arancia, which is orange blossom, is what pulls together all the aromas and the flavors, and it makes it spectacular. Now, right here, I want you to see, I didn't cut it up yet. Of course, I'm not going to use the whole thing, but I want to show you, this is candied fruit. So I have candied cherry. This is a candied peach. Here's a little tangerine, and here's the actual citron. Okay, this is what it looks like, and these are also small citrons right here. Look at that. So I'm gonna cut it up. I think I'm gonna put about half a cup. I'm gonna mix it in, and we'll add it to the mixture of the ricotta right before baking. Now let's get started with making the pasta frolla, which is not, it is a pie crust, but it's more like a cookie base than a crust base. Large bowl, I'm going to mix the flour, the sugar, the salt. Okay. Now with one hand, I'm going to create like a well, and I'm going to add the eggs in the middle. Just mix them like this. And now the next ingredient is slowly the butter. The butter has been melted, but it's not hot. Okay. Just pick up the dry ingredients towards the center with the wet ingredients. This is not a dough that needs to be worked. So you just gently create the dough. And then you're going to let it sit in the fridge for at least an hour so that the butter solidifies again, and it's easier to stretch when you need to line the baking dish. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to put it in the fridge and let it sit for at least an hour. Orange zest goes in, the vanilla, the sugar, and now I'm going to open the fior d'arancia. Now, if you can't find the fior d'arancia in your local stores or online, what you could use is, they do sell orange blossom essence. I think Massey Company makes it, I'm not too sure. Maybe I could link it at the bottom, or you could just use a regular orange essence, or maybe a little bit of a lemon essence. But this reminds me of spring, all the spring. I think 1 teaspoon is enough because it's rather powerful, and you don't want to overdo it and then sdegna un poco, like we say in Napoletano. Okay, now let's cream this. Let's cream it, the sugar and the ricotta cheese. 1 time to add the eggs in. After you add the eggs, you don't want to overbeat it, because if you do that, then once you put the strips on, the frothiness of the eggs is going to make the cake rise and your strips are going to sink. So you don't want to do that. So once you get the eggs in, just give it a good mix and don't overbeat it. Let's fold in the chocolate chips. Also, another thing, a lot of times when you use the handheld mixer, don't put the zest in first, because what happens is all the zest attaches to the mixing pieces, and then you got to remove it. So remember to add the zest at the end. I made a mistake of adding it before. So here it goes with the citron. I have about a cup here. It is a lot. Let me see. Let me just add half a cup and see how it looks. I fold it in. Make sure that it kind of lumps together, so you want to mix it in nicely. What a smooth, beautiful mixture it is. Can you add a little bit more chocolate chips? Absolutely. Can you add a little less? That's up what you like. You could even leave the citron out, the candied fruit if you don't like it. But it really, a lot of it melts and it gives it such a special flavor. You know what? I'm going to add it all in. Okay, now let's get the pie, the crust, the pasta frolla rolled out. Okay, those been resting in the fridge. Now is a perfect time. Get your oven on 350 so it's nice and warm. And let's get the pasta frolla rolled out. I have an 8-inch spring form. So what I'm going to do with the dough is remove a small piece, let's say about a quarter later for the strips, and let's get this part rolled out for the bottom. Okay, sprinkle it with a little bit of the flour, and the reason why I like to do that is so it doesn't stick, and it makes it really easy when you roll it out. Okay, so just keep doing this. Just give it the shape of the roundness. Again, flour, top and bottom, and stretch it out. It hasn't had enough time to cool down in the fridge, so that's why it doesn't stretch as easily as it normally would if you give it a good hour to rest. But it's still working. Look at this. Gotta make sure that the ring is large enough to gently place it on. Okay, now the strip's ready. Let's just get this piece rolled out. And also the trimming from around, I also used it to make the strips. Okay, let's get it in. Let's get the strips made. I'm gonna say about 3/4 of an inch thick strips. This also, the way you do the strips, this also makes it a very traditional Easter cake. Okay, right across. Broke a little bit, we'll fix it. Okay. Just when you cut it to the border, just kind of snip it right there. We're going to get another one right here. One across right here. And let's mix the rest of the dough to get more strips in. I'm gonna pinch the sides down a little bit, okay? Is it necessary to do it? Not really, it just looks a little bit prettier and it holds the strips together. Now, another thing is, take a look how much dough is left. Very, very little. So if you got anybody eating the dough, be careful with that. Otherwise you're not gonna have enough. Let's get it in the oven and we'll check back later. An hour and 40 minutes in, and this is what it looks like. Now, we need to let it sit and cool down before we even remove the spring form. Cool down, let's add some powdered sugar right on it. Look how beautiful it looks. And now, I want you to come closer as we open it, okay? So I'm gonna cut a nice slice off. It's very crunchy. The crust is very, hear that crunch as I slice through. Okay, the first slice, it's not easy to make it perfect, but I will try. Ecco qua. Chips. Look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic with all the chocolate chips? And now I'm going to taste it. Thank you for watching. Happy Easter. Buona Pasqua. Enjoy. I hope you make all these delicious desserts. Easter is beginning to be a lot more fun than Christmas with all the amazing desserts. Be safe. Let's keep cooking together. Arrivederci alla prossima. Ciao ciao.